Hello, hello, good morning. Happy Thursday, March 19th, 2026. I'm Manila Chan. That's Ted Rall. You were tuned into the Ted Manila Information Show, TMI Show for short, because we bring you way too much information. And sometimes it's personal TMI. And today's TMI, Ted, I'm going to share, we shared privately, but shout out to, I don't know if I want to mention names because he didn't explicitly say I could or couldn't say his name on air,
So
but
don't.
anyway, yeah, I'm not. I always err on the not. So I met a local viewer of the TMI show. He said he was familiar with me from RT or whatever, but he said he loves the TMI show and he's here in Northern Virginia. I ran into him at the grocery store. So shout out to him and his wife. They invited us out to couscous. And if Ted was in town, Ted would be joining us for couscous too.
I like couscous.
So Moroccan couscous, which I think taste-wise is slightly different than Israeli couscous. I don't think I've ever had Moroccan couscous.
I've had Lebanese couscous and Israeli couscous.
Any differences?
Yeah. I think I like them all. I'd have to go
like all the couscous.
Lebanon, Morocco, Israel, in that order for me.
Oh, so you had Moroccan couscous?
Mm-hmm.
I've only had Israeli couscous.
In Morocco.
I would. Oh, okay. So I am game to try some Moroccan couscous because who doesn't want some North African food?
No, Moroccan food is good.
Just saying.
It's one of those food types that you feel good. You know how there's some foods that you feel good while you eat, but then like you regret it later.
You're like oh,
Indian tastes so good going down,
yeah.
but it's like afterwards you feel gross. and like
the worst part is coming out. Going in is fine.
Yeah, roughly 14 hours later. But
see, that's the TMI.
When things be spicy. So
that is the TMI that we are talking about, Ted. You only get that here. You get that here at 10 in the morning
Guaranteed.
Eastern time,
whether you like it or not. 7 on the West Coast, and
that's right.
So yeah,
wake up.
But Moroccan food is like it's not as exciting going down, but you feel like afterwards you feel good. You know, oh, by the way, Robbie wants to know if we're ready for the ad or not.
Oh, okay. We need to do the ad. So yeah, Robbie, go ahead and pop that up. So we do this and some news every morning, Monday through Friday.
Every now and then.
At 10 a.m. Eastern time. So please hit that like button and the share and the subscribe to help our little show continue to grow. And it is growing steadily, slowly, but steadily. And I think a little bit of it is like the coattails of John Kiriakou becoming internet viral famous. I guess, it's better than having any other viral disease, I guess.
For sure.
Just internet virality is good. Waiting for, there it is. Robbie's popping it up, and then we'll hop to the stories because I know you got DMZ today at 11 with Scott and John.
DMZ with Scott Stantis and John Kiriakou at 11 a.m. Eastern.
That's a fun little trio. All right, let's get to the first ad and hop to the stories. All right, still haven't tried 1775 coffee? Now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped, only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold dark roast that hits hard, the smooth medium roast, and the Vitality mushroom coffee for that clean energy and laser focus. No crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin-free, and mold-free. Plus, you'll get a gold spoon clip because freedom ain't scooped with plastic. And a frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions. Plus, you'll get a black 1775 tumbler. That's $170 worth of coffee and gear, all yours for just $99. This is for all of you who've been watching 1775 blow up here on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Producer Robbie takes donations of these as well. You can go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're all gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. And with that, let's jaws it. All right, so this story, Ted, is obviously, I mean, it's a big deal across the country, I think, but specifically to us West Coast kids, and for me, being a Californian, right? Because this is where this whole United Farm Workers Union, the movement began, right? Is in California. So,
that's for sure.
And literally, for me as a native Angelino, everywhere, everything is
East
Cesar.
LA. Yeah.
East LA at that. Everything is Cesar Chavez this, Cesar Chavez that, Cesar Chavez, Cesar Chavez. So big story if you guys haven't heard. And
it looks
and
like
I don't know.
It wasn't just lettuce workers he was looking to organize, if you know what I mean.
Oh gosh, man. So if you haven't heard, I'm just gonna summarize the story and I'll give you the details. So you may or may, I mean, you should, if you grew up in America, you should know who Cesar Chavez was.
Mhm.
And his co-founder of the labor union, Dolores Huerta, who's 96 years old now, she came out yesterday and said she was twice sexually assaulted by Cesar Chavez, her co-founder, and that she's kept this secret for 60 plus years because she feared that if she came forward, she might hurt the movement, and then the movement, needed to happen. It was greater than her, and this and that and the other thing, and that he fathered 2 children, that she concealed the pregnancies and had them adopted out.
Mm-hmm.
And even to this day,
she's people.
Yeah, raised by other people. So here are the details. It's kind of a lot to take in, especially, I mean, for me and what I grew up seeing and learning about this whole movement. This is kind of, it was like,
it's
so earth-shattering,
fucking depressing for me.
It's
like when I found out that Mao Zedong was a pig, like with women. And he really was, right? I mean, like with young girls and all that. And but I'm like, he was such a great communist hero. And then it's like, oh man, really?
Well, we'll talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
So here are the details. So Cesar Chavez, the renowned union leader and advocate for farm workers' rights, has now posthumously, obviously, been accused of sexually abusing not only Dolores Huerta, but 2 young girls in the 1970s. She was, as I mentioned, the United Farm Workers co-founder back in the 1960s. Remember, this woman's 96 years old now. These revelations emerged from an investigation published by the New York Times yesterday. In that report, 2 grown women now alleged that Chavez began grooming and abusing them during his time as UFW president. One woman said that he raped her in a motel room when she was 15, and Chavez was 47. Mm-hmm. Another woman shared with the Times that she was only 13 at the time when Chavez began grooming her and groping her in his office at the union headquarters. Now, Dolores...
Maybe he was looking for her union label.
Oh, a 13-year-old.
Couldn't resist that. Yeah, no, it's awful. Yeah.
Now, Dolores has accused Chavez. She said that he pressured her into sex at one time, and the other time it was a full-on rape. And she said both encounters, those 2 encounters, led to pregnancies that she, later she concealed and later gave away the children to have other families raise them. There's no details if those children are aware that they are the children of Dolores Huerta and Cesar Chavez.
That's about to change. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder if people, people kind of have inklings, right? And things that don't add up. And so I wonder if, I don't know if these are an open adoption type thing, or I don't know. There's no mention of that right now. Progressive Democrats, obviously, especially in California, face a huge challenge now as they try to balance Chavez's legacy, not only for Latinos, but for laborers, while acknowledging the allegations against him, right? Like you have to give credit where credit is due, yes, but then you also have to reckon with this news. Now, Gavin Newsom...
Which is not easy to do also because so much time has passed and because the accused is dead. So
yeah, he can't
he's not here to defend himself, right?
So Gavin Newsom says the movement Chavez built is obviously bigger than one man. But right now, that's the only comment he can give because what else can you say?
Well, it's not
Texas
wrong.
governor, yeah, it's not wrong. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, or as Jasmine Crockett would have it, Governor Hot Wheels, has prohibited officially. He came out hard yesterday. Oh, that's a bad pun. Prohibited state agencies from observing Cesar Chavez Day.
Yeah, but Greg Abbott is a right-wing pig, and Cesar Chavez is a left-wing icon. So he doesn't give two shits about women's abused women. He's just doing this like, this is my big
as
chance
an opportunity
to stick it to the Latinos, stick it to like
to the leftists,
to the leftists, and to the workers movement and to the labor movement. That's what this is about. It's fucking, I don't know. It's not virtue signaling. It's like
it's
cheesy.
opportunistic.
It is. It's, if he were a lefty, I'd be like, okay, but he's a right wing like asshole. So fuck him. I mean, don't forget like what he was doing to Latinos, like, snatching them up and putting them on planes to New York in their sandals in the dead of winter,
or drowning them in the Rio Grande with some
with their
buoys and shit with nets and stuff in
exactly.
Yeah,
he's
so
a monster.
There's that.
He should be in prison.
So several cities now in Texas have canceled their planned events for the holiday. Cities like Tucson, Arizona are still moving forward with their planned events, but under a different name. I don't know what you would call it then. Cities across the country also now weighing the fate of the streets and buildings named after Chavez.
You could call it something else. I mean, you could totally call it like
United Farm Workers Day or something.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to name it Cesar Chavez Day,
No.
So, and Tusk in the Rumble Room says, I thought for Latinos, 15 was considered a young woman. I don't mean that in a racist way. Yeah, I know you don't. So for Mexicans in particular, and that's who predominantly the Latino population is in California. In California, when a girl turns 15, she typically, because she's Mexican, she will have a quinceañera, which is a 15-year-old birthday party, like white people have Sweet 16s.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean like, woohoo, there's grass on the field, everyone play ball.
Open for business. Yeah, not to mention 13, 8, 15. Look, here's an interesting thing, just, right? Like, so this happened in the 1970s. What was the age of consent in California?
In the 70s?
I
never thought about it.
I mean, obviously, it's a different time.
You think it changed in California between the 70s?
Well, I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, I'm
not sure. I never thought about it.
Oh, interesting. Back in 1975, assuming we're talking about 1975.
Yeah, I don't know what year.
So it's very interesting. Basically, it was 18. Yeah, 18.
So it's been 18 in California for, I guess, a long time.
Effective 1975.
So prior to that, then?
I'll find out. Must have been 16.
Yeah,
18 also. 18.
So it's been 18 for a long time.
It's been 18. So yeah, so he knew. Without a doubt, what he did, even
whichever way you cut it,
even if she was okay with it, it doesn't matter because.
And even if it was culturally speaking at 15, that theoretically that it was
the same. This is around the same period that Roman Polanski is alleged to have, gotten with. What's her name?
Handsy with the girl, or a little more than handsy. With 13 at the time.
Yeah, with the actress, with Natasha Kinski. Natasha Kinski.
Yeah, 13, 14?
I think 13.
Very 14. young, like and middle school age.
And there's a whole thought, like, I mean, it's certainly true, like in the early 80s that, like, in New York, for example, the sexual age of consent was 16. And there were lots of dudes I knew in college and ladies in college who were like, had partners who were 16 or 17 years old. That was no big deal at all. But, 13 ain't 16,
Right. 13 ain't
And also
15
he wasn't 19 with a
right.
13
He
year
was
old.
in his 40s.
Right. So yeah.
He was a 40,
Assuming
50-year-old
that
man.
he's guilty of all this. I mean,
Right.
look, it looks really bad. That's the thing. It's like when there's multiple accusers,
Well, when you're a
it's high.
co-founder,
The odds that they're all lying and they're all different ladies, like
right.
drop vanishingly low.
Like it's a
right?
conspiracy against, to
One person can lie, happens all the time. But
blemish
like
his image. Like,
two, maybe. Three, pretty much never.
three
Right.
is the pattern. And especially when we're talking about Dolores freaking Huerta here. She is, not only did she, from what I can glean as a woman who, I didn't have that kind of sexual assault happen to me. It didn't go that far, but having lived through various degrees of different kinds of assaults, from club, grabbing to having a penis flopped out on my arm.
Ah! Gross.
As I'm at my desk,
So gross.
at work, ranging anywhere between there and at one point in high school, almost a Christine Blasey Ford thing, except mine is real and I can recount every moment of it. Having somebody shove me on into a bed, and I was in high school, right? 15-year-old girl shoved onto a bed by my throat and have my pants unbuttoned, and by the grace of God, somebody busted in because they were looking for me because I was gone from the bathroom, went to the bathroom for a little too long. So having that range of experience of near sexual assault or some varying degree of sexual assault, I get why Dolores Huerta didn't say anything for 60 fucking years.
I
because
get why she, but why do you think?
But
I mean,
why she's doing it
obviously
now?
she's in the twilight of her life, obviously.
Yeah.
So the question, but why now? I mean, only she
I
knows.
think she's probably close to, she knows the end is nigh. And I think she needed to get it off her chest. I think I don't know. And on one hand, I get why she's doing it as a personal reckoning, that you want to clear your conscience and you need to say this, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a woman. On the other hand, it's one of these things where, why make it public? Maybe it's something you share with your friends and family. Maybe it's something, you know what I mean?
I mean,
yeah,
I guess the thing is, what's the purpose, right? I mean,
right.
It's not like he needs to be taken down. I mean, the dude's dead. He's been dead for many years.
It's not like you can send him to prison. So
there's nothing you can really do. Is the idea that, like, well, this person really doesn't deserve to have so many accolades about him. That's a reasonable, like she doesn't want to die thinking like, God, this guy is like, after what he did, he's still going to be like insanely famous, and like he's going to have statues.
So I wonder if the last 50 years or 60 years, if deep down inside she's been cringing and it was just like, it just boiled over and she was finally like, you know what?
Of this shit.
Fuck this motherfucker. I am burning his ass down. Because look, it's been from the dong flop incident on the back of my hand, and I'll never forget that slap sound because I was like a 22-year-old girl.
Oh, gross.
It's seared into my memory. I will never ever forgive that person. Let's just say I know a lot of people in California, and powerful people, and somebody got wind of what happened to me and made sure this guy got fired 20 years later from a different job far away from where I knew him. So cosmic justice. But
did he? And he never knew. Did he never? He didn't know. He never knew it was you.
He never knew. Why? I mean, why would he? It's
that's a Ted Rall special there. I like to. That's it. Like how I like to get even with people. I don't want them to know it was me, because then they'll come after me.
You just suddenly got fired.
I just like them to. I like it. I just want to know that it happened. I don't need them to know it was me.
I don't need the glory.
No. It's like it's enough for me just to know that it happened.
Right. And I think word got out as to why this powerful friend of mine fired this man. That basically he's a sexual predator from many years ago. And because I had the opportunity, I could have sued, I could have done all kinds of shit to the company, right? Because this guy was my manager. And I didn't want the smoke. I wanted to go back to college and go pursue journalism, and that was it. Done with the auto industry. I was done. And yeah, like there was a reason back then that people would say, the car lot is no place for a girl, That's what they tell me all the time. And I was like, fuck you, I'm going to show you I can be successful. And I was, by many measures. I got up to finance manager level, and I got to the, a stage like Dolores, right? Like I got to a stage where the manufacturers got wind of who I was. I was everything that they wanted to throw their weight behind to help open my own dealership, because I was young, I was a female, and I was a minority.
Yeah, there must not be a lot of
especially back then,
big dealerships that are owned by women, are there?
No.
It's such a male thing.
So male. So I could have had a future in that industry, because they were one of the big three was willing. They were in talks with me, flirting with the idea of saying, we will split 80-20 to help you open a dealership. And here are the terms of the, financing the dealership and how you draw down how we'll amortize and blah, blah, blah. And, this shit happened. And I was like, nope, fuck this. I'm out. You fucking pigs. I'm out. And then I ended up on Capitol Hill and having weird congressmen be like, hey. So anyway, my point to this story is, it's not only Dolores, it's not only the girls that were girls back then. It's a male culture thing. And I think we've gotten a little bit better. I hope. So I don't blame Dolores for doing it. I know there's a lot of people already, especially in the Mexican American community back home, that are pissed off that Dolores would come out and say this.
Oh,
now.
Really? Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, this is her truth. This is her life. She held on to this, the weight of that kind of living a lie.
She's not responsible. Like if a dude raped you, you don't owe him any privacy, especially after he's dead anyway. But
yeah, exactly. The dude's like 30 years dead. Blow up his spot. Fuck him. But the question here is, Ted, America's reckoning with all of these men that we have put into iconoclast level, right?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck do we do with them? Do we think, obviously Jefferson fucking raped his
ish.
Raped-ish? I don't know.
Bill Clinton? The Sally Hemings situation. Look, that's
MLK. You think MLK?
It's hard for us to judge the Thomas
MLK
Jefferson
was
situation
a sexual deviant.
By the standards of his day. What do you mean MLK was a sexual deviant? What was he into? I don't even know.
There are many accounts of a lot of sexual deviancy, and people have tried the whole MLK machine have tried to tamp this down.
Come on, you can't just leave that lying there like a
toad. But they've talked deviancy? About gay trysts, how he stepped out on his wife all the time, the time.
With dudes?
No, not only with dudes, just with anybody, with mostly women. But there have been allegations of gay trysts there, and a lot of people in the Black community have just if you say that, you're a racist, right? But I'm just saying these are the allegations that are there. And these people they're not Dolores Huerta though. These are random people, right? So so similar, they've gotten the similar treatment to what Dolores is getting right now. Is shut the fuck up. You're a lunatic. That didn't happen.
Yeah,
the exalted MLK.
No one wants to hear it.
Right. He's the exalted MLK. How dare you sully his memory.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie has some less than kind things to say about MLK, but he agrees that yeah, he's heard it. Robbie's read it too, that MLK was a serial adulterer, and
Well,
there
that
are
part
likely,
I knew that part, but I didn't know that like
yeah,
there were dudes involved and stuff.
yeah. I've read many accounts of
So they're saying
alleged
that
tryst.
he was bisexual?
Yeah, he's just a sexual deviant. Well, I
Well,
guess they don't
come
call it
on,
deviant
sexual
anymore.
deviant. You can't just say that. You got to like explain what you
I
mean
don't
by
remember
that.
the details
Like
because
he's
I was
into
kind of
goat
cringy.
fucking. He's into
No, like
like
just
what?
weird, probably like hanging from the ceiling like with a ball gag and shit, like
Oh,
shit
really?
like that.
Like
Yeah,
BDSM shit.
like some kinky shit.
Mm-hmm.
And people
Mm-hmm.
are like, "Shut up! How dare you, you racist
How
bastard!" Like,
dare
don't.
you?
Yeah, how dare you with the
By the
Greta
way,
Thunberg?
do you have a hard out today because of
Yes.
DMZ? Yeah.
So anyway, that's the thing. And what does America do with it, Ted? What do we do with all these? And I'm going to go ahead and say it, it's mostly men that we find out many years later that they are fucking bastards.
Well, we're going to find that we don't have as many women icons because obviously patriarchy. But let me just say that there's lots of really bad women too, and like if there were ever a reckoning someday, that could come out too. But we're not. Yeah, I mean, what do we do about these guys? I mean,
Like the streets named after
I gotta say,
MLK,
okay, this is
Chavez.
okay. Like, okay, so the old white guy is going to say this, and I don't know that the fact, let's just stipulate for the sake of argument that Cesar Chavez is 100% guilty of everything he's accused of here. I'm not sure that that means that he shouldn't still have stuff named after him or that he shouldn't have
Yeah.
statues put in his honor. I mean, if it's like, I think it's possible to say that a person can be a quote unquote great human being, a great man, a notable person, even though in their personal life they might be wanting in some major ways. I mean, probably the classic example that I always think of is like the Vichy leader of France in World War II, Marshal Pétain, 85 years old, becomes a traitor to his country, agrees to collaborate with the Nazis, and even to the point of deporting French Jews to death camps. Horrible. And he was rightly sentenced to death at the end of World War II. One of the worst traitors in French history, without a doubt, maybe the worst. But at the same time, he was also an amazing hero in World War I, who showed extraordinary bravery, courage, daring do, leadership at the time that France was about to be defeated by Germany, and led his troops into battle and saved France from total destruction. Both of those are in the same human being. And like, if you only lionize him as a hero, the World War I Pétain, that's a lie. But if you only say that he's the World War II traitor, that's also a lie. And so, if there were a few statues of Pétain still around, which there aren't, they've all been taken down, would that be so bad? Not in my opinion.
But so on the flip side, we have, for example, like I technically live in the South, Northern Virginia. I live in Virginia. It's technically the South. Robbie, I'll let you weigh in on this. There are rec centers named after General Lee. There are streets named after General Lee. There are streets named Jefferson Davis Highway.
He's Virginia's second son versus George Washington.
And during the Summer of Love 2020, statues were taken down, things were renamed, high schools or whatever. Should Cesar Chavez meet the same fate? Should MLK streets be renamed? Should Chavez streets be renamed? Because they did that to General Lee, they did that to Jefferson Davis.
I don't think so, and here's why. It's because I want to have more grace than what those leftist pigs had for my kith and kin. Cesar Chavez, I have no one living knows that this woman's telling the truth or not. Nobody knows. I mean, the fact that you wait decades, and this guy's been in the ground for what, 30 years, 40? And now you're coming out and you're saying something, you're making an accusation that there's no way that could be proved right or wrong.
Right.
That's the problem that I have. If this really happened, and I have no idea if it did or not, if it happened.
Well, you could certainly prove if he fathered those children.
Right.
No.
But it doesn't mean it's rape.
But that doesn't mean it's rape. I mean, women open their legs, Ted. I mean, that happens.
She's 13. It's rape by definition.
No. The Dolores Huerta was an adult.
Ah, okay.
Dolores Huerta had the 2 children, secret kids with him.
Okay. All right. That wouldn't prove anything. That's true.
I mean, that's the point I'm trying to make here. I mean, I'm going to give these people grace that they did not give me. I don't think that it's right to assassinate someone's character based on something that, just an accusation. I can accuse you. I can accuse the 2 of you for anything. Sure. Same thing would happen with me. An accusation should not be enough to just destroy someone's character and reputation.
Yeah.
But let's just say for the sake of argument that it could be proven.
Then prove it.
But even so, do you think the statues should come
right?
back?
Let's say it is proven for whatever we can do.
I don't know
DNA,
how it could
but
be.
But let's just say let's just say it was proven. Does he still get a Cesar Chavez day? Does MLK still get an MLK day? Do they still get to keep their street names?
Sure, if you let me have mine. Yeah,
I would say it's fair. If it's fair across the board, yeah. Like this is.
I mean, you brought up Sally Hemings and Thomas Jefferson. No one will ever know. Personally, I believe those 2 loved each other.
So do I.
I don't think it was rape. I think it was definitely a power dynamic.
Sure.
It was an entirely different world back then.
Totally.
And so
we can't even begin to understand.
No, I mean, you can't put modern day values on a situation that was 250 years in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think there was a forbidden love story.
You can go back 10, 20, 30 years, sure. But memory.
At the end of the day, I mean, if it was something nefarious, when the accusations came out, Thomas Jefferson, he did the most telling thing that I think that any American politician could have ever done. And I think, and this is what proves that he loves her, that he loved her. He didn't deny it. He said nothing. He said nothing. He did not defend himself from the accusation. He said nothing.
Was the lady of the house. If you visited his home, she was the one who was like in charge.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't like on the down low, like he was crawling off to the slaves' quarters and sticking it to her at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, it just
she slept in his bedroom, and he was a widow, right? I mean, so it's not like he was cheating on his wife. She was dead.
Yeah, that is just. I think
the power dynamic is really the only thing that's impeachable there, and I think the power dynamic thing is gay. I think it's still gay.
Clinton.
I think it's gay.
You said that about Clinton and Lewinsky.
Yeah, is she an adult or not? If she's not capable of figuring out what she can do with her own vagina, even though she's over the age of 18, then probably she should be in a mental institution chained to a bed, right? I mean, we shouldn't let her walk around or drive or anything.
No, but to answer your question, do I think that Cesar Chavez should have his holidays removed and statues torn down? My answer is no, and here's why. There's no perfect people in this world.
That's right.
Martin Luther King Jr. is lionized with this mythology the same way Abraham Lincoln was. Lincoln was a out and out racist. He was a white supremacist. I mean, read what the man wrote. He didn't advocate for freeing the slaves in the North. The Emancipation Proclamation had nothing to do about the 4 slave states in the Union. He didn't care about it. So if you're going to go after Cesar Chavez for what he may or may not have done, then you have to be honest about the history of every single person that is regarded as a hero.
Yeah, that's right.
And then tell that story honestly. That's what you got to do. I mean, if you're going to have purity tests, then everybody fails.
That's right. That's right. So, I'm naming streets after. I mean, Chavez is a big deal back home in Los Angeles for obvious reasons.
Well, he's also Team Robbie on immigration. Like he was actually probably harsher on immigration.
I mean, people need to look that up. But yeah, this is if you're wondering, Ted had to step away for a potty break. That's why Robbie's on the full screen. But yeah, it is a huge revelation, and I think it speaks to more than just this being a Latino thing, this being a Cesar Chavez thing, this being a farm workers, a union thing. It's more than that. This is actually about how America lionizes certain people. And then we find out, usually posthumously,
Right?
they're imperfect. How about that?
Yeah, you found that they're human. Who'd have thunk it?
They're fallible. So that's that. All right.
Now, who here isn't?
I know. No, I agree. It's just the whole PR machine that is America. When we do lionize these people, we make them perfect. We make them pure as the driven snow, free of sin. And that's just not the case. So, maybe that's human nature. Anyway, we got to move on, run through these other stories real quickly. But I knew you'd have a good take on that, and I thought you should share it because people, you surprise some people sometimes.
I try to be fair. I mean, I think it's wrong to tear down statues. I think it's wrong to erase history. I think it's wrong to destroy someone's character after they're in the grave. I think it's
let's go
pathetic.
Extreme quickly. Robbie, would you have left statues of Hitler up in post-war Germany?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, because
it's history.
It is history.
We got to
you learn from it.
Yeah.
I agree. Let people go up and read the plaque and learn for themselves. All right, let's hop to the next one.
Think of this as the industrial version of buying a generator before a storm, except instead of powering a house for a few days, tech companies are planning to run entire data centers off-grid for years. The reason? They just can't get enough electricity fast enough. Data centers, especially those powering AI, are consuming so much energy that in many parts of the US, it takes 4 years or more just to connect to the grid. Rather than wait around, companies are deciding to build their own power plants. By the end of 2025, 39% of all new gas power capacity in the US was being built specifically to serve on-site data centers, up from 5% at the end of 2024. In New Albany, Ohio, what was just a quiet suburb is now turning into a power hub. About a year ago, the town didn't have a single gas-fired plant. Now, 3 are under construction, 1 more is planned, and they're being built exclusively to power data centers. The plants already underway will use 61 engines, 30 small turbines, and 16 additional generators, all running on natural gas. If these systems were connected to the grid, which they won't be, they could power about 600,000 homes. A newly proposed plant could add enough capacity for another 200,000 or more. But the problem is off-grid power is a lot more expensive and less efficient. These smaller systems burn more gas to produce the same amount of electricity and require extra backup in case something goes wrong. AI has driven what many are calling an insatiable appetite for energy, and there's just not enough sources for it. The demand has gotten so intense that one utility in Ohio stopped accepting new data center connection requests back in 2023. Wow. One early example came from Elon Musk's AI company, Grok, which powered a data center using more than a dozen gas turbines delivered on flatbed trucks. That kind of thing is pretty standard. It's a lot of money's involved. In one case, a major tech company paid between $140 and $160 per megawatt hour for off-grid power. That's well above typical grid electricity prices, and locked that in for over a decade. Even if they don't use the power, they still pay for it. The equipment reflects the shift. Natural gas dominates with about 23,000 megawatts of capacity tied to turbines and engines. That's compared to just 6,400 megawatts for nuclear, 1,300 for fuel cells, and 355 for battery storage. The smaller gas plants are expected to produce higher levels of nitrogen oxide emissions per unit of electricity than traditional plants. So basically, the race to building AI is causing it's going to cause a lot more pollution at pretty much the last time that we need it.
Ted, we talked about a week ago or so about how all these new data centers, which are basically server farms, Adrian in the Rumble Room wanted to know, like, what exactly are these? They're basically like server farms, and because AI, the use of AI, require so much more energy than a regular server and cooling power. Last week, we talked about how it would require 1 billion gallons per day, which is more than what gallons of water per day, to keep these giant servers cool because of the demand usage of power to run all of this artificial intelligence. It would require more than 1 billion gallons of water per day, which is more than what is the whole of New York City uses per day. And then somebody in the Rumble, we didn't get to that day, but somebody in the Rumble chat said, correction, Ted, it needs to be clean water. So it cannot be sewer water. It doesn't mean potable water, but it needs to be clean water. It can't be dirty sewage water.
Huh. I wonder why.
So yeah, we'll have to look into that. So, but anyway, look at how much natural resources have to go to. This is why I'm a big fan of analog. Outside of doing this, like an hour or two a day, I'm like pretty much like very analog. My clocks are analog. I I hardly use my phone. That's why up until a year and a half ago, I still had my iPhone 8. I don't drain the battery. I just don't.
You know, it's funny.
I like books.
The new folding iPhone is coming out soon, and I'm dying for it because I'm a big flip phone type person, but I'm not going to get one because I want wired headphones. I don't want Bluetooth headphones.
Well, no, you can find I have the 15 now because I had to, but my 8, they stopped. Apple, they make everything redundant and you can't update and shit. So when I finally, got the 15, that's how many generations later, I only use Bluetooth for the show. Outside of that, you can buy a plug-in headset that fits into the new charging base of the newer iPhone.
So you can't charge and listen at the same time is what you're basically saying?
No. So you have to do one or the other. But I mean, it's that or get your 5G frequency straight into your brain.
Yeah.
Up to you, Ted.
Yeah, that's not my.
Up to you. Do you want to charge your phone or do you want brain cancer?
I guess I'll go brain cancer.
You're gonna go brain cancer. You need to charge your phone.
I mean, I've used my brain. What has my brain ever done for me?
You had enough fun with that. Yeah. All right, let's move on. All right. Now speaking of wellness, I'm gonna give the plot away here. America now has more spas and gyms than stores that will sell you stuff, Ted. How about that? Because landlords have officially leased more space last year to service-oriented tenants than to those selling products. The wellness and fitness industries are leading the way. So that's in a nutshell. So it feels like every strip mall now has a Pilates studio, a facial spa, and a place to drip vitamins into your arm. You're not imagining it. It's real. For the first time ever, service-based businesses have taken over American retail space. In 2025, service tenants leased just over 50%. So that is officially, more than half of all retail square footage available, according to CoStar, which is a big real estate marketing and publishing firm. 15 years ago, that number was 40%. So it's crept up in the last 15 years. That's a major shift in how Americans spend their money and where landlords are placing their bets. Translation, fewer stores selling stuff. Thanks, Jeff Bezos. More places selling experience. And the growth isn't random. It's being driven by a massive trend, wellness. The U.S. wellness economy has now hit $2.1 trillion, that's with a T, $2.1 trillion as of 2024, covering everything from fitness and beauty to mental health and nutrition. And that money is showing up now in the real estate sector. Fitness alone is exploding. Gyms made up nearly 30% of all service-based leases last year. That's up from 20% in 2016. In Manhattan's Flatiron and Nomad neighborhoods, wellness and fitness brands have leased 100,000 square feet in just the last 2 years. So post-COVID. So it's not just gyms. We're talking Botox clinics, IV hydration bars, cryotherapy chambers. If you don't know what that is, you have to look it up. It's about freezing and the lymphatic system flush. Red light therapy studios, those scary masks that people put on that do the red light.
Those are freaky.
You can go to these places.
You know, that's
now.
shit that MLK would be wearing now.
All the things that didn't exist at your local shopping center 20 years ago, and landlords are loving it. One example, a 10,200 square foot liquor store space. That's a big liquor store.
It's a lot of booze.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of booze. 10,200 square feet. So that was a liquor store in suburban Philadelphia. The owner broke that up into 4 smaller spaces, and it now is an animal hospital, a spa, a stretching studio, and a nail salon. And he says it now generates 20% more rent than it did when he leased it to the liquor store. So at the same time, traditional retail is also shrinking. E-commerce now accounts for 16.4% of U.S. retail sales, up from 8% in 2016. So that's doubled in the past 10 years. That means fewer big box stores, smaller footprints, and less need for space to sell things like clothes or office space. So, Ted, even though Gen Z, we were talking how they like going back to the mall, people in our age group are driving this whole trend. So even with the pullback, though, retail space is tight. U.S. retail vacancy sitting at just 4.4%. That's near record lows because
we open some of those dead malls.
Service businesses are stepping in. They're filling in all the gaps. So those empty spaces, so basically now if you go to a mall, it's going to be like, here's where you go get Botox. Here's where you go get a, lymphatic flush. Here's where you wear your red light mask. Planet Fitness, the gym chain, added more than 1 million members last year, plans to open nearly 200 more locations this year. I'm going to say the GLP-1, the Ozempic people, the bottom line, American shopping has changed. It's when you go on your shopping trip, it's not just, oh my God, let's go to the mall. It's not just that anymore. It's this whole wellness experience. It's not about buying things. It's about how you look, how you feel, and of course, how you can Instagram it, Ted, or TikTok it. But how about that? A strip mall. I mean, I love George Carlin, and he made the joke, the late, great George Carlin. He made the joke about the strip malling of America all over, right? If he were alive to see this, I would love to hear some George Carlin jokes about how it's not only the strip malling of America, but what is happening to the strip mall is that you've got a Pilates studio, you've got a cold pressed juice place next door, then you've got a cryotherapy place next door to that.
Right.
That's the American strip mall now.
It's weird.
Is this a good thing? Bad thing, Ted?
I mean, it's hard to argue with wellness.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, it's like
good.
People want to take care of themselves. I mean, I think cryotherapy is creepy, and I think we're going to find out, in 10 years, it'll be were you hurt by cryotherapy? Was your penis frozen? Call 1-800-AVOCADO. If you were hurt, you may be owed cash money. It's
there's something to some. I don't know about. I've never done cryo, but I'm willing to try it if it comes to my local strip mall where I can go to Dollar Tree and go to.
It's not bad. It's not good for you. I don't think.
I don't know. I've read some stuff. I would try it. But anyway, that's what's happening with real estate. Robbie says we have an ad to get to, and then we'll just read that quickly, last story, and get out of here. Is it still there, Robbie? Yep, it's still there. Okay, we'll just read that, and then the last story is Ted's funny animal out of the animal kingdom.
It is, yeah.
All right, here's a quick ad. Get to this. So they can freeze your accounts. Talking about freezing, we're not talking about cryotherapy. They can freeze your bank accounts, that is. Shut off your cards, lock you out of your own money overnight. Banks They don't protect you, they control you. That's why real financial freedom starts with ownership. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a non custodial wallet built for people who refuse to give up control. With Rumble Wallet, you don't just buy digital currency like Bitcoin and Tether, you can own Tether Gold, real gold on the blockchain. Through Tether Gold, you get direct ownership of physical gold bars, each one fully allocated, verified by serial number, purity, and weight. And this isn't paper gold. This isn't an IOU. This is real gold without bank vaults, storage fees, or gatekeepers. You can buy, sell, move it 24/7, even when traditional gold markets are actually closed. And if you want, Tether Gold can be redeemed for your physical gold. That is power. And when you support creators on Rumble, you can tip us all directly using Rumble Wallet, peer-to-peer, outside of the banking system, no permissions, no middlemen, no cancel button. That wallet is yours forever. So Rumble Wallet. All right, with that, let's hop to Ted's science story.
Okay. If you think relationships are complicated for humans, scientists have discovered a species of cockroach that takes commitment to a whole new level. Researchers studying a wood-feeding cockroach found that these bugs don't just mate and move on. Instead, they form long-term exclusive pair bonds, and the way that they lock in that relationship is unusual. They eat each other's wings. During or after mating, the boy roach and the female roach will chew off each other's wings, leaving both partners permanently grounded. As strange as that sounds, scientists believe that behavior plays a key role in forming and reinforcing their bond, their pair bond. The pair essentially becomes a unit. They live together, build a shared nest, and raise offspring cooperatively, behaving in ways that look surprisingly similar to long-term partnerships that we see in birds and mammals. We don't usually notice that in insects, but I bet that we're going to start to find that more and more. Researchers observed that bonded pairs become highly defensive and loyal, aggressively reacting to intruders like "fuck off," homewrecker, that come near their shared space. Whether it's another potential mate or just another insect passing through, the response is immediate and coordinated. At the same time, the bonded couple shows almost no aggression towards each other. In that way, they are not like American couples. Before this wing removal behavior, though, the dynamic looks different. Unbonded roaches are more passive, less territorial, more open to interacting with others. They're sluts. In other words, they don't really lock in until after the physical biting thing happens. One theory is that losing the wings makes it easier for the pair to live in tight enclosed spaces like wood tunnels, like, yo, your wings are in my space. Another possibility is that the process triggers chemical or behavioral changes that reinforce partner recognition and exclusivity. It's one of the strongest examples scientists have ever found of pair bonding in insects.
Okay, so because scientists up until this point thought it didn't happen that far down the food chain.
Yeah.
That like you life mate.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, I know on Friends they would talk about, Ross and Rachel, she's your lobster.
Lobster.
Yeah, because they said lobsters mate for life. At least that's what Phoebe Buffet says. They mate for life. Anyway, we got to get ready to
you're
trade you
that,
off.
Like, when we catch a lobster, then we're like,
yeah, you're breaking up a couple.
That's so
a life
sad.
Couple. Yeah. And Tusk, if you're wondering if I wear zero shoes, the minimalist shoes, I don't. I wear these big wide toe box, like.
Oh, that's
I don't
good
even
for your
remember
feet.
the name. Yeah. Like
Robbie, are you ready for the ad to DMZ?
We're gonna drop DMZ. We're gonna switch John Kiriakou joining Ted and Scott on DMZ next. So you guys stay tuned. We're gonna do the raid. We're waiting to see the raid, and I'm gonna let Ted go and let all of you go. So I hope you guys learned something. This is a fun, good flow today.
Yeah,
I really
if you just cut and paste that thing that I just put into the chat. Okay, Robbie's ready. Okay, never mind.
Oh, okay. So we's ready. Stay tuned for DMZ America for those three gents. Adios,
Scott Stantis,
amigos.
Ted Rall, and John Kiriakou.
Bye, boys.
See you tomorrow,
Thanks for
Manila.
everyone being here. Bye.